Today on Fox News at 4, historic Baldwin County landmark marking a century of Black history with a celebration. How you can join in coming up.
And then former President Bill Clinton denying any wrongdoing following a historic hours-long deposition with congressional lawmakers. We'll have the takeaways from today's grilling and what's next.
All right, we are tracking conditions on our satellite radar picture here, and there can be some gradual changes to our forecast. We're hoping for better weather for the weekend, and I'll have the details coming up.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hi there. Thank you for looking in. It's Friday. I'm Lenise Lagan.
I'm Shelby Myers. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday for Fox 10 News at 4. So let's start your day off by taking a live look outside. Look at those clouds. They've kind of separated. The skies out there definitely improving as we head into the weekend.
For now, you know how conditions can change around here. Jason, we made it to the weekend. Are we going to have fog coming back? What's going on?
There will be some fog tonight. Yeah.
Dang.
And if you're down at the beaches, you know, it's the kind of fog that once it sets in, it's hard for it to lift because the water's still chilly.
Right.
And we're getting some fog too because we have the leftover surface moisture from today's rain, but we do have some sunshine too right now, and we do expect sunshine back on Saturday.
So Shelby was talking about the clouds there. Very striking. What type of clouds were those?
It looks like there's some fair weather cumulus clouds that are still hanging in behind this band of rain going on in the forecast area right now. They're not producing any precipitation. You can see even into the inland areas and on the coast, we are rain free right now. Checking out our forecast over the next 10 hours here, we've got readings dropping down through the 60s and into the upper 50s, eventually mid 50s tonight. And we have the potential for some patchy fog developing in the forecast area overnight tonight. Our morning forecast for tomorrow, areas of dense fog, then some clouds, but that should begin to break up by midday. Temperatures will struggle a little bit because of the cloud cover and the fog, but ultimately we will be in the 70s tomorrow. Look at what we're expecting. Temperatures rising up to 77 degrees in Mobile. We've got 77 in Bay Minette as well, as conditions look good there. 77 in Atmore and 77 in Bruton. 75 for us in Pensacola and 74 in Gulf Shores. Coming up, I'll have a complete breakdown on your weekend forecast, and we'll take a peek into next week as well.
All right, Jason, thank you. A century of history is taking center stage in Daphne tomorrow. The Baldwin County Black Education Museum is hosting a massive outdoor celebration to honor 100 years of Black history.
Well, the museum on Thomas Avenue in Daphne was once the Baldwin County Training School. Originally built as a two-room private school in 1889, I should say. It became the county school for Black children in 1927.
Later, it served as the only Black high school in Baldwin County through 1950. The original building has been replaced by a single-story structure that today serves as a museum. Volunteers are hosting a celebration tomorrow on the grounds behind the William Carroll Elementary School, and they are hoping for a big crowd.
This is going to be a celebration for the community to commemorate the achievements not only of Baldwin County Training School and its alumni and descendants, but also celebrate the rich history of the African American community in Baldwin County.
Be something for the whole family, including a food truck, games, and an outdoor mural painting session. The event's going to be free, and it runs from 4 to 6 p.m. on Thomas Avenue.
It's generating a lot of conversation. Seeing a lot of flyers for that one, Shelby.
Looks very fun.
Yeah. In Mobile County, you've got the Mobile Museum of Art inviting you for a celebration of Black history tomorrow from 11 until 2 in the afternoon, featuring spoken poetry, cultural performances, interactive experiences, all highlighting Black creativity and storytelling. There's also an area set up where children can create their own crafts. Admission to the museum will be free. Information can be found on their website.
Spouses and children of long-serving law enforcement officers may soon be able to get scholarships through the state. Alabama's House of Representatives passing a bill that would establish that program by the end of the year. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro has more on what the scholarship would be for and who would be eligible.
House Bill 98 sets up the Alabama Law Enforcement Officers Family Scholarship, and the bill's sponsor says it would help to fix law enforcement shortages across the state by adding this financial incentive. The scholarship includes up to $3,000 per academic period for up to 8 semesters. It's for all eligible dependents of qualifying law enforcement officers. Those are people who have at least 7 years of full-time employment in one agency or 12 years of experience across multiple agencies. The bill says the state would give $10 million annually from the Education Trust Fund to the scholarship. It's a reimbursement program, so participating higher education institutions would get the money back at the end of the academic period. Governor Ivey has already allocated $8 million for the scholarship in her proposed 2027 fiscal year budget. But others question if scholarships should also be given to other public servants and their families as well.
The rules have already been promulgated, so the rules are there, everything's in place. We just got to get this bill passed.
Do our firemen have the same type of scholarship? Because I know you've done your research. And do our teachers have the same type of scholarship to help their children?
If the bill passes the Senate and gets Governor Ivey's signature, the scholarship law would take effect October 1st. Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
All right, looking outside right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai view from Daphne here, the Hampton Inn, back towards Mobile. Everything looks good on the I-10 Bayway. Traffic is moving along pretty well, but we do have a few delays here. And the main issue right now so far is going to be right here where you're leading into the tunnel on Interstate 10. That's going to be eastbound. If you're in Mobile traveling towards Baldwin County, we're starting to see a backup, and that's almost a Broad Street. So one delay there. Otherwise, things are looking great across Baldwin County and into Pensacola. No big problems here, but we'll keep watching because sometimes on Friday, especially around that rush hour, we see some delays, and I'll have more on that coming up.
All right, Jason, thank you. Former President Bill Clinton telling a congressional committee what he knew about Jeffrey Epstein. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton testifying yesterday, and now Democrats want President Trump to answer questions next. Both the Clintons and the president denying any wrongdoing in connection to Epstein and his sex crimes. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the story.
Behind closed doors at a performing arts center in Chappaqua, New York, former President Bill Clinton is facing hours of questioning by lawmakers looking into Jeffrey Epstein's sordid past.
President Clinton, as of right now, is cooperative and answering all of our questions.
Lawmakers plan to ask Clinton about photos like this, his frequent visits with Epstein at the White House and flights on his plane. In a statement shared on X, Clinton says, "As someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, not only would I not have flown on his plane, if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself."
I don't like seeing him deposed, but, you know, they certainly went after me a lot more than that.
President Trump uncharacteristically empathetic today after repeatedly throwing the Clintons under the bus when previously asked about the Epstein investigation. But now committee Democrats say Clinton testifying sets the stage for Trump.
We are now asking and demanding that President Trump officially come in and testify.
With Republicans in charge of Congress's investigation, it's almost certain that won't happen. But they are considering calling in Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, who recently acknowledged he visited Epstein Island in 2012, years after Epstein was first charged for soliciting a minor.
We're going to continue to, ask questions of everyone that shows up in photos on the island and things like that.
During his testimony, Clinton was asked if he thought President Trump should testify, and he reportedly said Trump never said anything to him to imply he was involved. The committee's top Democrat disputes that, though, and told reporters to wait for the transcript to be released. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Still ahead on Fox News at 4, as we are ending this month of heart health awareness, it is the perfect opportunity to reflect on what heart health means to everyone. We'll have that discussion coming up. Then Netflix walking away from a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, what that means for you, plus an urn that plays music. Stay close, yourdaily.com is next. First, a live look outside. Very interesting skies out there as we are heading into the weekend. Some people might want to start it early and head on down to the beach. The water might be cold, though. Thank you for watching Fox 10 News at 4. Well, February is Heart Month, and we focus on our heart health. It's something that we all have a connection to in some way.
Yeah, personal stories have the power to move us. So now we wanted to open up about our own heart health experiences, and this is something that's very near and dear to our hearts, pun intended there. And I love that you wear red every day of this month.
Every year for the month of February. And it's to have conversations, which is what we're going to get into now, because heart disease affects everyone. And your journey, you would have never known that you would have taken that road with Baker.
No, definitely not. But I did find out when I was going through the usual anatomy scan when you're pregnant, and about 20 weeks, they scan your belly and they found a heart defect in Baker. It's called AV canal or AVSD. This is him out of the womb, obviously, but before heart surgery, getting a scan. And this is him during heart surgery. So about 6 months old, he had full-blown open heart surgery. And they repaired his heart. That's right after. Still sleeping.
Yeah.
This is, of course, how far we've come and how good he looks today.
It's the smile. And if you follow Shelby on social media and you've seen how Baker has progressed. He is a survivor in every shape of that word, and just such a happy boy.
Yes, I know, and it was very hard because even as an infant, 6 months old when he had it, he was so happy, and it's like you're handing over your baby. You know it's ultimately for good to repair a heart, but you're handing over a child to a team of doctors to essentially, sorry for the graphic, but cut him open. That is a hard reality
as a mom, and you know, for you and Zach, when you were experiencing that, parents who are watching now, maybe they have this diagnosis. What advice would you give them?
I would just say that it sounds very hard. It sounds very scary, and it is, but it is something that thankfully our doctors today are so well equipped to handle and to do and to treat. And once you have that heart fixed, you can move on with things in life, and it just gets better from there. So it is scary, it is overwhelming, but to know that once you get on the other side, and you will, most kids do recover fine, and just think of that other side. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And so from heart conditions that you have no control over to the ones that you can have some say in, lifestyle. My journey with heart disease started when I lost my grandmother, and it gets me every time. I can never talk about this without getting choked up, because you never expected someone who gives so much to the community, but it is that level of stress that if you internalize it and then you combine that with not eating healthy, that has such an adverse effect on your heart. So during these conversations, this time of year, please be aware of hypertension and how easily it can just destroy your heart.
How do you think that her story, your grandmother's story, has changed everything that you do on a daily basis?
Well, you know, I totally changed my diet as a teenager, and I try to be mindful about my stress, and then I also share the information that I've learned along the way. And I would encourage everyone out there to get the information about your heart, know what your cholesterol numbers are, your blood pressure readings, because it can affect everyone, not just older people. People think, oh, I'm too young. That's not true. That's a myth.
Yes, I love that you have just taken this and you use this to educate others, something that you've gone through. It's very inspiring. Every month this year, February, we look to you to kind of lead us and remind us. And I like that you talk too about stress.
Yes.
Because that's such a huge role. It's not just diet and exercise. Your stress can also play such a huge role in on your heart.
So from Shelby and I, as we wrap up this Heart Health Month, know that there's support out there and that we live in a community with great resources. And I do want to talk about one of those resources today because, you know, Fox 10 teaming up with the local heart health facility to help people get those screenings that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's check it out. It happened this morning. Many of you took advantage of it.
Here is Chelsea Sayasan with the story.
It's been a great day to show your heart some love. Fox 10 and Infirmary Health have partnered together to offer free heart health screenings this morning, and I am at one of those locations, Pro Health in Mobile. We've been here all morning, and we've had so many people come through and just get their blood pressure checked, but also their cholesterol levels checked as well. It's been a really great morning, and we're so glad to offer that to our community. We've had 3 locations across the Gulf Coast, Pro Health in Mobile, as mentioned. I'm at one of them, and also in Fairhope and Bay Minette. And so we hope that you got to take advantage, but I'm sure another one of these will come up in the near future if you did not. We are with John McDill. He is the fitness and wellness manager here at Pro Health. Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, it's been a great day. So let's talk about the fitness and wellness side of this. Pro Health is such a cool facility for someone who's never walked through the doors. What do you guys have to offer?
So yeah, we're open to the public with membership. We have swimming pools, indoor walking track, weight room, treadmills, free weights, group classes, spinning, yoga.
Yeah, lots of different activities that you can take part in. Let's talk about the importance of the partnership between physical activity and wellness and heart health. Why is it so important for you guys to host an event like this?
So it's important. We do a lot of community outreach, and we realize that a lot of people in the community don't have access to screening. So we like to offer this screening so people are aware if they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, they can do something about it.
Absolutely. And so that's what we've done this morning. John, thank you so much for having us. Yeah, thank you. It's been a really great day here at Pro Health. And if you'd like more information on the event that's happened today, you can find it on our website, fox10tv.com. But for now, I'm Chelsea Sayasan at Pro Health for Fox 10.
All right, looking outside right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera here, you can see the situation in downtown Mobile. Our Dolphins cam looks good as we are out over Mobile River and towards Mobile Bay. A lot of sunshine on the buildings there. The only concern we have is, will we see some fog in the forecast? And we wake up Saturday morning to some potential fog in the area. Saturday, foggy early, then warm and sunny. Temperature at 77 degrees. Sunday at 79. We're going to be close to 80 degrees on Sunday with just a few clouds around. Another very warm day for most of the Gulf Coast. Here's that fog tracker, and we are looking at half-mile visibility, so that'll start out around 3 a.m. Then we work our way into the daybreak time frame on your Saturday morning. We have fog down I-65 and along I-10 here and out Highway 98. A lot of this stuff where you see the the half-mile visibility, that's a sign that we could have some dense fog in our area. You know, when you start getting around a half mile, there are problems with travel, but around a quarter mile or even zero visibility, it is worse. So watch out for that fog development. Some of the ingredients that aid in fog development are things like leftover surface moisture from recent rain. So we have that ingredient in place for sure after the rain this morning. As expected, we cleared off nicely this afternoon and this evening. Hardly any cloud cover out there, and definitely looking at clear conditions on radar, so no rain around. How warm will it be on Saturday? Well, inland spots in the upper 70s, 79 in Leakesville and Lucedale, 75 in Pensacola, and 74 in Gulf Shores. It will be a little cool near the beach, especially out towards Destin and Fort Morgan and some of those areas where you have a bay north of you and the Gulf south of you, and water temperatures are still in the 60s, so that is limiting temperatures at the beach. It's not quite beach weather yet. 77 and partly cloudy on Saturday, 79 and partly cloudy on Sunday. We should be close to 80 degrees on Mondays. That crazy warm weather is back, and it looks like it's here to stay. Our temperatures are going to be in the 80-degree range next week. 77 Tuesday, but 79 Wednesday. There could be some showers late in the week next week, but it does not like we're going to see anything that's all that well organized. Just some spotty rain there Thursday and Friday. Overnight lows are going to be way above average as we head through the weekend and into next week as well. So great spring-like conditions are here in the wake of this morning's rain and storms. Lenise?
All right, Jason, thank you. Spotify, popular music streaming platform, is launching a new product, and it's unique, unlike what you might think it is. It's also one of the stories in yourdaily.com.
Cue the music, or maybe not. Spotify is launching an eternal playlist, Earn. The streaming giant unveiling what might be the first wireless speaker designed to bring your music where it's never gone before, the great beyond. The Urn is a partnership with Liquid Death, and it sells for $495. The speaker is built into the lid, letting you connect with compatible devices so you can jam out on your playlist. Like, what's your eternal vibe? And what's your go-to ghost noise? If it sounds on brand for Liquid Death, that's because it is. The canned water company is no stranger to wild marketing stunts. In 2025, it sold empty cans of iced tea that Ozzy Osbourne once drank for $450 each. Well, from one streaming company to the next, Netflix is walking away from Warner Brothers Discovery, deciding not to move forward with a bid for the studio and streaming giant. In a statement, the CEO said the deal was always a nice to have at the right price, not a must have at any price. The move puts Paramount in the driver's seat. Earlier this week, it raised the offer for all of Warner Brothers Discovery to $31 a share. It also sweetened the deal with a $7 billion regulatory termination fee. Paramount is now much closer to taking over Warner Brothers Discovery's massive portfolio. Think Superman, Barbie, The White Lotus, and Succession, on top of its holdings like CBS, MTV, Nickelodeon, and Paramount Plus. The project is raising alarm on Capitol Hill and with lawmakers plus industry groups warning about the dangers of consolidating power in an industry already run by just a handful of players.
Critics say this could result in job losses, less diversity in filmmaking, and potentially more headaches for consumers who are facing rising costs from streaming subscriptions, as is.
A Grammy-winning rap superstar makes Broadway history this spring. Find out what legendary role she's taking on next.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
Welcome back. How about this? Grammy award-winning rap superstar taking center stage for Broadway this spring.
Okay, we're talking about Megan Thee Stallion. She's going to join Moulin Rouge, the musical, for an 8-week run beginning March 24th. Megan will take on the role of Zidler, the impresario of the famed Paris nightclub.
Yeah, she becomes the first woman to play that character on Broadway production's 7-year run. Producers say her stint will include a hint of her music woven into this pop-infused score.
She says she's excited to push herself creatively and embrace the world of theater. I could see this being a good role for her. When I first heard Broadway, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
But Moulin Rouge, that kind of checks out. I mean, you had Christina Aguilera and all those girls, Lil' Kim and all that, doing their rendition.
She's already acting, right? She's had some movies that she's been in. And so I feel like this is the next space for her to enter. It is different, though, Broadway. I think it's more like her concerts, right? Because you have that close-up interaction with fans. We'll see how she does with Moulin Rouge.
Go, girl. All right, the Actor Awards streams Sunday night on Netflix, and that's the new name for what used to be called the Screen Actors Guild Awards. One Battle After Another has 7 nominations. Sinners has 5. Another notable nominee is Ariana Grande, and she's up for a trophy for her role in Wicked for Good. Adam Brody is in the running for the Netflix comedy Nobody Wants This. That's a good one. Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
So his co-star Kristen Bell is in that. She's not in the running for this award, but she is hosting the Actor Awards.
Okay.
When you go into Netflix and you turn it on, that's like their advertisement is this with her picture.
Really?
Kristen Bell. Yep.
And I was just on Netflix today. I think she's
Maybe
also
it's
the one
mine.
that they're like doing all these commercials for, trying to let people know that they've changed the name of it.
Yes.
Okay.
She does like a phone call to all the.
Yeah, so that is Kristen Bell?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I get her confused with, what's the other girl's name that was in, is it Anna Hendricks? Is it? Is that her
Anna
name?
Kendrick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
They're both petite. white women.
That created Shelby, a show that created a lot of new hockey fans is coming back.
David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
He's like a huge movie star.
Are there any gay hockey players?
None that have said it publicly.
The creator of Heated Rivalry says season 2 of the romantic hockey drama will arrive as soon as humanly possible. Jacob Tierney told Gayle King, "We're writing it now and getting ready to start shooting this summer," with an expected premiere in April 2027 on Canadian streamer Crave and HBO Max.
I was hired by Barnaby and Sally to complete the unfinished Christophers.
And what makes you think that you could do it?
I guess that's where the art of it comes in.
Oh, pooh.
Michaela Cole and Ian McKellen star in director Steven Soderbergh's The Christophers, about an art restorer and former forger assigned to complete 8 paintings by a legendary artist without his knowledge. This is the first trailer for the film, which opens in New York and LA April 10th and in wide release April 17th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Okay, up next, we're going to dive into the stories we're working on for your most local news at 5.
And we're also going to have this story.
It's a crime where someone is stealing the numbers from your card specifically to then defraud you.
Yeah, we're exposing the crime of card skimming. You've heard about it, and explaining how you can protect your accounts and credit when Fox News at 4 returns. But first, Jason.
This morning, the radar looked like that. We had stuff out there to track, but now all of it's gone. Amazing how well it's cleared across the area. I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
Let's get you caught up on the stories we're working on for your most local news at 5. First, Mobile County DA blasting a judge presiding over a murder trial this week. What the DA and the defense attorney in the case had to say.
And then BC Rain High School students taking their Black History Month celebration out of the classroom. We're going to show you the learning moment teachers and students say was priceless. And then a new bill lays out guidelines for boating patrols by law enforcement. We're going to break down the details and have those stories and more in less than 30 minutes from now, coming up on Fox News at 5.
All right, looking outside right now with our Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera here, you can see from the Admiral, we do have some rays of light, some sunshine out there. Still have a good hour and a half of daylight left here. The sun sets a little later, and so we get to enjoy the nice weather after the messy weather this morning. This is what we're seeing on our Fox 10 weather app. You can see that the showers are way past us. They're over past Florida's Big Bend. So we have cleared nicely across the area, and we expect to stay in pretty good shape this weekend. I have an update on that weekend forecast here on your Fox 10 weather app. It just posted. Also have an update coming up a little later on with the potential for some fog in the area. And here it is right here, our day planner for Pensacola tomorrow. Foggy and 57 degrees in the morning. Temperatures as we work our way into the latter part of the day, we'll see some sunshine in the area. And tomorrow in Mobile, we're going to start out at 56 degrees, but we will warm up into the 70s in the afternoon with great spring-like weather. We will have some fog in the morning, but by the afternoon, things look a lot better. Right now, the sun is shining on the Causeway. Winds out of the south-southeast at 7 miles an hour. You can see that new bulkhead going up right there close to the battleship. And we are looking at south-southeast winds, so that's going to keep our temperatures from getting too cold. It's the right wind direction for us, but it may bring in some moisture and some fog. You can see how the showers are out of the picture. Just a little bit of fog expected overnight tonight. Nothing showing up on radar this afternoon. Taking you through the remainder of the evening, we will be partly cloudy to mostly clear. Our temperatures will be still pretty mild at 10 o'clock. It should be about 60 degrees. Overnight, we drop into the 50s, maybe a little cool, but not cold at all. Sometimes in February and March, we get rain through the area and there's cold air behind it, but not this time. The forecast does look good in time for the weekend. We're just watching out for some of that fog overnight tonight. Most of that's going to start forming up around 3 a.m. You can see it on your Futurecast here and advancing it it forward into the daytime hours tomorrow. It may be a little stubborn to get the fog out of here, but I think we'll do better by the middle of the day. Partly cloudy on Saturday, 77. Partly cloudy and 79 on Sunday. We could hit 80 on Monday. Forecast is looking great. We'll check out your 7-day outlook coming up.
Thank you, Jason. Well, FedEx makes a pledge that could help some consumers and shippers hit with extra costs on tariff-charged goods. FedEx says it will return any tariff costs charged to customers if the Trump administration rebates the levied charges to the company. The promise comes days after FedEx filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government. The company is demanding the Trump administration offer refunds of all payments made under some tariff policies that the Supreme Court ruled illegal last week. FedEx says it's taking necessary action to protect the company's rights as an importer. It's not known when refunds could come because the matter is likely to end up in courts for years, and that's according to legal experts.
The Secret Service says recent anti-skimming operations have stopped hundreds of millions of dollars in potential fraud losses. However, criminals, they find ways to steal credit card numbers at places we use every single day. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Chris Jackman is sitting down with a Secret Service investigator, ensuring ways to protect your money and your credit.
From ATMs to gas pumps. Michael Peck, assistant special agent in charge at the U.S. Secret Service, says criminals are still planting devices designed to steal your card information, a crime known as card skimming.
It's a crime where someone is stealing the numbers from your card specifically to then defraud you.
Peck says these thefts can hit anyone, and in some cases, stolen card data is used to drain benefits too, turning into EBT fraud that can hurt families who can least afford it.
We found not only is this an epidemic across the country, but through our operations, we stopped nearly $500 million in financial fraud loss that was going to directly impact our citizens, our people.
He says the agency's strategy isn't just law enforcement, it's prevention too.
We are talking to churches, we're talking to retailers, we're talking to community groups. We're doing everything we can to increase the protective posture of consumers and increase our resiliency.
And he says you can take a few quick steps before you swipe or insert your card, especially at ATMs and gas pumps.
For an ATM, they're going to put a small device inside of it, and usually a device on the outside that is stealing not only your card information, but your PIN number that they can then use to access your cash. Same thing goes for gas pumps. They will put a device inside the card slot, and they will put something usually on the outside that is going to steal that card number.
So before you pay, give the card reader a quick check. Look for signs it's been tampered with, like loose parts, tape, or glue residue. And if one pump looks different from others, don't use it and let the station know. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Chris Jackman.
We've got news for your health now. The U.S. has surpassed 1,100 measles cases in just the first 2 months of this year. According to data published today from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there were 1,136 cases of measles as of February 26th. That's 6 times higher than what's typical for an entire year. The CDC says more than 80% of cases are among children and teens. About 96% are in people who are not vaccinated or not fully vaccinated. Health experts warn the country is on track for another record-breaking year. Out of every 1,000 children infected, up to 3 could die. Last year, 3 unvaccinated people did die from measles. The Alabama Public Health Department is educating providers and healthcare facilities on the symptoms to look for, as well as reminding the community on who is most at risk.
So that's usually going to be groups that aren't vaccinated or cannot be vaccinated. So children under the age of 5. Vaccine starts at 1 year to 15 months, with the second dose being around age 5. So they're not completely vaccinated. Pregnant women, they can't, their immune system is lower due to the pregnancy. Those with a weakened immune system, so someone who has an autoimmune disease, cancer, anything like that, are also going to have high risk for severe complications.
Well, doctors stress the measles vaccine is safe, effective, and the best protection against the disease, which was declared eliminated in the U.S. in 2000.
Yeah, Shelby, and we've got information pulled up from the CDC here, and I do want to talk a little bit more about what you just mentioned and the number of cases that we're seeing of these infections. And as you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. Again, like we said, most of them are in teenagers with 57%, and that age group is from 5 to 19 years of age. Scrolling down a little more here, you can also see where we're having that increase, that big jump in February for this year. Look at from last year and now to this year, and that's just year to year for the month of February. Going down now to see where these cases are. Going to zoom in a little bit more here on the states where they have the most prevalence. That would be Utah. Surprising because we've not talked about that. South Carolina, we have focused a great deal on, and also neighboring Florida, where you have 107 cases. Zooming in more so you can see that number there. A lot of information here on the CDC's website, not just how many cases are being reported, but also the vaccine coverage, the percentage of people that have been vaccinated, and also other things that you can do to stay protected. As the Alabama Health Department says that we will be seeing more cases in the local area. So information, as we know, Shelby, is knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely, Lanice. All right, right now, it's not an official diagnosis. Social media use disorder is not classified as a mental condition like gambling or substance use disorders, but experts say more evidence is mounting about the impact social media has on the mental health of children and teens. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways parents can help create a healthy digital balance.
It's not all bad. Social media can help children and teens create connections and be creative. But since their brains are still developing, it also comes with some risk,
including exposure to racist and sexist content, unrealistic beauty standards, disinformation, and cyberbullying.
Tamar Mendelson with the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says parents can help create a healthy digital balance for young social media users by filling their time with in-person activities. That includes phone-free meals with family when possible, healthy bedtimes, and after-school clubs or sports.
Encouraging or requiring in-person activities can be more effective than simply banning social media because it offers concrete and hopefully enjoyable alternatives.
Next, Mendelson says to choose quality over quantity. She says because everyone is different, it's not possible to set a blanket time deemed safe to spend on social media. Instead, encourage positive online spaces that affirm their identity and expand their social circle.
This can be especially useful for young people with marginalized identities, including LGBTQ+ youth and youth with disabilities.
Finally, be aware of concerning behavior, including increasing amounts of time spent on social media sites if it's interfering with daily tasks or it's difficult to get them off these sites. Mendelson says persistent preoccupation with social media is also a problem.
Those are red flags that parents and educators should pay attention to.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Gotta catch them all. Pokemon is turning 30, and we're looking at the massive global impact this franchise has had.
All right, our weekend is looking great. I know that you're probably a little concerned about it because it was stormy today to start things out. And we may see some fog late tonight and tomorrow morning, but things look much better during the day on Saturday, and it looks good into Sunday as well, with partly cloudy skies both days and comfortable temperatures. Talking about the fog, the enhanced fogcast shows an area of fog along I-65 and I-10 here, where we could see visibilities down around a half mile starting out at about 3 a.m. That may expand over most of the area. I guess it's possible that we don't see as much fog across the Panhandle based on this graphic, but we just go ahead and tell you patchy dense fog is likely. If you have early morning travel plans on your Saturday, you need to watch out for that. Our satellite radar picture here shows a few scattered clouds around the area. We look pretty good as you head over towards the Florida Panhandle. It's where we see a little bit of cloud cover, but no rain. Even way off to the east, most of the rain is winding down in time for the weekend. We are clear on radar right now. Our forecast temperatures tomorrow look like this. We'll be up into the near 80-degree range in Chatham and Leakesville. 77 for Mobile and Bay Minette, 75 in Pensacola. And as we go through the next 3 days, 79 on Sunday, 80 on Monday. We're in for a treat. We've got some great weather across the Gulf Coast this weekend, and next week also looks nice and spring-like. It's going to be dry again, and our daytime highs are going to be well above normal. Our overnight lows will be creeping up on us as well. Forecast looks good. Our next opportunity for rain comes in the form of a few spotty showers late next week.
I didn't know this, but I'm actually older than Pokemon. It's celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Time flies. The global phenomenon started with 2 Game Boy titles released in Japan. Pocket Monsters Red and Green, shortened to Pokemon in Japanese, spawning what's now considered the world's highest grossing media franchise.
The coveted characters appear on a popular anime series, trading cards, and years later on a mobile app called Pokemon Go. Remember that? Creating a whole new generation of Pokemon fans. More than 75 billion Pokemon cards have been produced over the years and are traded in a highly lucrative market.
Oh yeah, earlier this month a single card was sold for more than $16 million. You gotta catch them all. Who's your favorite?
Why'd you have to ask me this? Pokemon.
Most people say Pikachu.
Pikachu, yeah.
Okay.
That guy. That's
I
what
like
I was thinking.
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
It's just the song.
And then what's the guy that chases them?
Dash, Nash,
Yeah.
Ash.
Him.
Community, connection, and competition on wheels. We're moving on. We're going inside a soccer tournament. See how a team is honoring their late founder's dream and why the players say this sport, no one ever says no.
Status and express a part of their identity. You won't regret choosing us.
It's fast, it's physical, and it's full of heart. Power Soccer is the first competitive team sport designed specifically for power wheelchair users.
Nikki Karopi introduces you to a team in Oregon, proving soccer is more than a game.
Give us a Go Renegades!
Community, connection, and competition. The Rose City Renegades from Adaptive Sports Northwest are the only competitive wheelchair soccer team in Oregon.
We hit the ball very hard and try really hard not to get hit by other players, but it happens a lot. I don't stop running for 40 minutes straight.
Teams rolled into the Beaverton Hoop YMCA from California and Western Canada in their Strike Force chairs. To battle it out for the first ever power soccer tournament ever hosted in the Beaver State.
There's 48 teams this year, but each team only has 5 to 7 players, so you know, it's a pretty small community, so you get to know everyone in the league.
This tourney honored the Renegades' late founder, Ryan Keneally, a visionary in accessibility and inclusion.
Coach Ryan Keneally, this was his big dream, right? He came 2016, tried to start Power Soccer program. The dream was to get to nationals, which we've done twice and taken 4th in the country, which is amazing. This year we're ranked #1, which is awesome. And we just fulfilled his dream with the first ever home tournament. It just makes us so proud.
The Keneally Cup shines in the legacy of their coach who passed away last winter.
Ryan's actually the reason I got started with playing power soccer. He introduced me to the sport when I was like 8. What happened? My hand slipped a little bit.
It's fine.
Ren Grabham is a Grand High grad. Her new coach and teammate, Enoch Stallcup, went to Estacada.
They can bounce the ball off you out of bounds and just keep moving forward. We have kids on our team from 12 all the way to 40.
We wanted to come and pay our respects, and plus we love the Renegades. They're like family to us.
Josh Berger is a star with 33,000 followers on Instagram for the Chico Gophers.
The theme of this sport is independence.
1, 2, 3, go for it! All right!
We never say no, or we try not to say no. We got players that drive with a chin, drive with a foot, the joystick is down there, they drive with a big toe. Everybody can play, as long as you can drive the chair safely and that you're able to play.
Good job!